Morning. There's a drop deck in the yard, but unfortunately it's not bringing any new toys. This truck's here to pick up that chisel plow, the sunflower chisel plow that we were using for the Agco plot. So it is being returned, and then we've got grain to move. Yeah, go over here and check on Squishy before we get moving. We're actually going to be hauling out of the other grain bins today, I believe, assuming we can get the grain leg pit cleaned out. There's Squishy. Alright, looky there. New muck boots. We're going to get in that leg pit and that nasty corn. And I ain't wearing my tennis shoes or my leather boots. What do you think, Squish? He's vicious. Oh yeah, looky there. These things stink. Stay, Squishy, stay. Different vacuum. Anybody want any corn soup? Dad went and got the little wheelbarrow. Our actual wheelbarrow's got a busted axle. That's what you use for a wheelbarrow when you're an old guy. Like that. There, he just got back. We had a load of double crops still in the holding bin, so I'm gonna haul those to town, and while he's doing that, Dad and I are gonna finish fixing everything up around here so that we can use the leg to load the holding bins back with corn. Well, my wife just called, and I gotta go save her. First I gotta find my coffee. She said her car started making a funny noise, and then the oil alarm went on. So hopefully her car's just a tick low in oil. Turns out her car's fine. I guess I'd rather her call me about it than blow it up. Now the question is, do I have that kind of oil? Nope. Get back here. Oh, there's some. Ah, yes. Okay, here's our fencing progress. Still have this lower fence to tear out. There is an open ditch right here, so we will be doing a little bit of tile work. We got a spring on the side of this hill that we've got to run down to a ditch down there. That's how we used to water the cattle, but I don't think we're going to need that anymore. But all the brush we burned, it's gone. I did get several questions why we no longer have cattle anymore. I mentioned that used to be a cattle pasture. Well, in 1999 we had a drought. I was 9 years old at this time, so keep this in mind. But we had a drought, we had bad fence, and we had old hay equipment that all needed updated. It was just my dad and my uncle. They were farming about 4,500 acres at that time, and it just wasn't feasible anymore. They were wanting to focus more on the grain side of things and less on the cattle side. So they sold them, and then Dad swears since then cattle have went up every year, or been higher than he sold them every year. All right, back to playing in the rotten corn. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is go get the garden hose. There's just some chummy stuff down in the bottom there, but not much moisture anymore, and I'm having trouble vacuuming, so I think I'm gonna spray this out and then vacuum it out one more time, and then take the boots off and get to the real interesting stuff. I have a feeling that stuff's gonna be like moonshine. Larry's skedaddling. When he gets back, start pumping up the holding bins, I guess. Gonna need that tractor. Oh yeah, there's the good stuff. Sprayed it out, I'll vacuum that out and it should be good. Alright, let's get those leg boots out. Alright, the leg is up in business. And here's what came out of it. That's actually not as bad as I was expecting. That's the water that was in the leg pit before we got to that. Actually sounds like a good time to eat lunch. Alright, everything's running. Pulling grain out of bin number 6, dumping it into here. Into the dump auger. Coming across, going into the leg. So over here, this is how we start unloading. We are dumping into a 1,800 bushel holding tank overhead. So we pull this rope or cable and it releases the valve. This is our sensors here, so the holding bin's completely empty. We are going to shut it off, but I just wanted to make sure everything was going to flow through that pipe okay. So we're going to eat some lunch, let this run while we're eating. It's just easier on the grain that way. That grain will be hitting other grain instead of the bottom of a holding bin. Anytime grain is hitting metal, it's not the best on it. Whew, that's good. Hands still stink like rotten corn. It's all right. We just ate a sandwich. Oh man, you guys are in for a treat. Getting a George sighting. And George got him a new truck. Look at that. Look at that baby shine. I'm covered in rotten corn and beans. Can you give me a ride to my...
I already told everybody. I said, I bet the brine is stinking. Something terrible. No, you're not getting in my truck.
George, you're going to get your nice shoes dirty. Look at him. He's acquiring him a new broken vacuum. There it goes. Out of our lives. It's gone. Not only did our vacuum break, someone stole it. Well, as much as it hurts my pride to admit it, George fixed my vacuum in about 10 seconds. So this vacuum is no longer junk. It is back in the fleet. The only thing that makes me feel better is Dad also declared this vacuum junk.
All you gotta do is call the man.
I don't care. It'll work. Huh? Did you get it working? I didn't get it working.
I did in about 2 seconds.
Alright, change of scenery. Dad's gonna do some wheat spraying, so I took him over here to get the sprayer. Only problem is battery's dead. He even had the battery shut off on. Still dead. Huh? So that's quite the apparatus you got.
Works, huh? Village, we have a feed of our kitchen.
I tried! That's it! There we go. That's better. Yep, this is how we change light bulbs. Turns out that sprayer might not have been dead after all. Wasn't in park. It happens. Just glad it happened to him and not to me. So yeah, Dad's gonna be spraying a little bit of wheat. We'll take advantage of this 50-degree day we got in December to get that accomplished. We were hoping to put the floaters on, we just haven't got to it yet. So in the winter time, we always run wider tires for less compaction, and then those are our row crop tires. There's no crops planted right now in the wheat, so we don't need them. But that's what we're running today. Oh boy, Dad's on a heater. We just got docked 10% Ford material on this load. So basically, Cargill just took 100 bushel of soybeans. That's $1,000. Only problem is, that load didn't look dirty at all to us. Now granted, we were a little biased there, but I mean, there wasn't anything in it that didn't look normal. Normally, I think we'll get docked maybe 0.5% to 1%. And they will allow right about 2%, I think, before they start docking you. George said he's got to go home. Judge Judy's on, he's going to be a lawyer. Said he's going to give free law advice. So if anyone's interested, comment below. He's actually been down here for like 4 hours now. So while we're waiting on Larry to get back in between loads, I've been shoveling up this crap under the dryer. Try to keep this cleaned out, but we haven't done that since harvest was over. So there's a lot of it. This is just fines off the dryer. I mean, it all starts off kind of like that cracked corn, and then it ends up like this. So try to keep it clean. Man, we've used this thing quite a bit. That was sarcasm. But every one of those hours has been used with this loader. We've never mowed the yard with it once. Just use the loader. Well, we need some shed space, so the 1038 and the Turbo Max are losing their spot. They're getting booted. Footprints. Those are not Squishy. Squishy doesn't live here. Squishy lives at a different farm. Alright folks, that's going to be it for this one. Once again, I got to take some kids to practice. 'Tis the season. So thanks for watching, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this one. One quick thing, if you are interested in some Brown Farms merch and you want to get those by Christmas, you need to get your order in as soon as possible. There's a link in the description. I think yesterday was actually the last day we're guaranteed to get it by Christmas, but I think there is still a chance depending on how far you are. So check that out, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one.